Jonathan Ive, Apple's chief design officer, is leaving the company he helped shape after almost 3 decades. While the news has shocked the entire tech industry, some say Ive has been as important to making Apple what it is today as the company's co-founder, the late Steve Jobs.
Jonathan Ive once said the computer industry is creatively bankrupt. Of course, he was referring to the boring grey computers, screens and floppy disks back in the day. Together with Steve Jobs, he sought to make tech colourful and fun. He developed the iMac in 1988, which helped kick off a spectacular comeback for the ailing company. Just a few years later, the British designer created the iconic design of the iPod. The scroll wheel, which let you scan through a long list of songs easily, helped Apple to dominate the market in 2001, despite not being the first to release an MP3 player back then. One of the most challenging tasks was to create the design for one phone, one internet device, and one iPod in a single device, the first iPhone. It had almost no buttons, but was simple to use. It was an immediate success. The design revolutionised the way we communicate and brought an end to regular mobile phones. Ive's departure comes at a time when Apple finds itself at a crossroads. iPhone sales are falling, and Apple is turning away from hardware to focus on its services business, which includes Apple Music and iCloud.
Well, this has a lot of people talking, and here with me is Garrett Alphas now from our business team to talk more about it. How important was Jonathan Ive? I mean, it's almost a rhetorical question.
It is. I mean, the man was invaluable for the company. He had just joined when Steve Jobs returned to Apple. Then they immediately put out the iMac. You know, this we spoke about this earlier. This colourful, beautiful, iconic piece of equipment. And then he designed this. I mean, the iPhone still is. It's such an object of beauty, and it's a huge success. And he wasn't only designing the machine itself, the object itself. He was involved with every bit of the design. It's what the apps look like, what it feels like. He was also involved in designing the packaging for Apple, the Apple stores all over the world. He was involved in designing that. He even designed the new headquarters together with architects, of course. So he had a huge imprint on the company.
So what will this mean now for Apple to lose somebody like that, of that caliber?
Well, it will, of course, damage Apple in a way. But as they all hasten to say, Jony Ive as well said that his new company will continue to work closely with Apple. There's projects that he will take, Apple projects that he will keep doing a while in his own company. But also he says his most important legacy is not the iPhone and not the iPod and not the iPad. His most important legacy is the team that he leaves behind and the team that he helped forge in more than 20 years. Apple has 132,000 people working for it. Yet the design team is a couple of dozen people. It's very, very small. And it shows how focused on design this company is, this very narrow body of people who work on the design, led by Jony Ive. Apple shares were down only 1% in late trading. We have to wait for another 2 hours or so when Wall Street opens to see what investors think about this departure.
Exactly. You mentioned his new company that he's going to head now. I understand it's called LoveFrom. What can we expect from that? Will it be a competitor? No.
No, it will be a design office, a design agency, if you will. But as I said, he will be working, and this agency will be working, continue to work with Apple. He's bringing other talent in there as well. Mark Newson, a very important product designer as well, an Australian, will work with him there. And he will go on to into different fields, things that he probably couldn't do while at Apple, while Apple is moving more into the services direction to make more money there.
All right, Garrett Alphas, thank you so very much.